Well, everybody, contributed, 1 or 2 songs or 3 songs, however many, to the album, like, meaning that they brought the idea into the band. And we all definitely had a part of, the composition of each song, but every band member had an idea specifically that they brought in. So I wanted to kind of represent each band member, but we didn't necessarily have to like choose the mask that, that went with the song idea that we brought in. It wasn't necessarily like that. So, I just figured I would make them and then let everybody just choose which one, they wore. And it ended up kind of being that they chose the one that they, that went with the idea that they brought in.
So one day, we're hanging out and Martha and I are hanging out, and Juan, and all of a sudden, I just randomly checked Instagram, and Tylana posted a photo of a papier-mâché goose and another animal. I don't remember which one it was. And I was like, what's that? An owl. She posted the owl, that's right. I said, what's that? And so I call her up, I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I'm making these papier-mâché masks. I was like, how big are they? And she said, oh, they're, big enough to put on your head or whatever. And I was like, what? Where did this come from? Where did this talent come from? Because they looked incredible. And they were just gesso at the time, right? But she had already constructed them. And she's like, oh, I just felt like being creative. And so, Tylana is full of surprises that way. So, but it was a great surprise for us. And she said, okay, well, what else can you make? And she says, well, I'll make this animal, this animal, this animal.
Well, the masks that we wore are because, well, we ended up writing quite a bit, about 12 songs, of which only 11 made it to the record, including the intro. And so when it came time to think about, well, art and so on for the record, I said, well, how cool would it be to come up with masks of the animals? And so then Tylana said, well, how about we all had to do, all of us collaboratively wrote the songs, it came as a group effort, but each one of us had brought the kernel, the main idea for a particular song. So these masks represent the animals that we each brought in and that became a song.
Humans are animals too. We're all part of nature. We're all mammals, we're vertebrates, we're born on this earth, and we participate in the ecology. A lot of times nowadays it's in a way that is not graceful.
Let's see, I think they came about because we were thinking of photo ideas and different ways to conceal our fear of the camera, and so I think that was why we were like, yeah, we could do masks, or we could wear masks or something. I don't really actually remember exactly the progression of things, but I remember thinking back to kindergarten or something when we did those we blew up balloons and then we did papier-mâché and how fun that was. And so I was like, maybe I could do that and turn them into masks. And it was just kind of this organic process, just for fun. Didn't know that it was going to be, anything. I didn't really have an end idea or anything. So it just kind of went into creative zone and tore the whole kitchen apart and had papier-mâché, little paper and soggy material everywhere for months, driving people crazy. But yeah, that's kind of how it started.
Well, I think that every band member had an affinity to certain songs, either because they brought the sonic idea in, or they suggested the name of or an animal for the sonic idea. For me, it was always Hormiguitas Divinas, which is why I took on, when it came down to sort of, Tylana chose which animals' heads she was going to make based on the album and the animals that we had had. She chose all of that. I think that each of us kind of gravitated towards a certain animal, and I really gravitated towards the ant.
Oh shit! When I saw it, I was blown away. I knew she was making masks, but I didn't think they were gonna be that good. You know, I mean, that's the best mask of all of them. I think. I don't know.